Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Amici's Kitchen. And today is a very somber day, of course, in our country. And tonight at the restaurant, we will be lighting it up in blue. We are going to be having blue cupcakes for everybody. My husband is busy putting blue spotlights up. So we want to remember all of the heroes that have fallen on this day 19 years ago. And I know I've already told you guys, we're native New Yorkers, so it hits a little closer to home. And I thought about maybe not doing today out of respect, but then I thought about all my friends, and I thought about, always doing things that we love. And I love doing this, so...
Come on, here, you do it.
So anyway, someone just came to the door. But we're going to cook today a 4-cheese chicken and spinach lasagna. And we're going to use these 4 cheeses right here. So I have ricotta cheese, I have gorgonzola, I have provolone, and I have mozzarella. So those are the 4 main cheeses that we're going to use. And of course I have a rotisserie chicken. So I'm going to show you how we can dice that up, and it's going to go in there. And our other ingredient is spinach. But the main thing we're going to do today is we're going to make a bechamel. So a bechamel, I'm going to turn the heat on here. And a bechamel is a white cream sauce that was first started in Tuscan, Italy. And people loved it so much and used it for all different recipes. And then it kind of made its way into France. So now it's very, very heavy in French cooking. So to make a bechamel, you need flour, nutmeg, butter, and milk, which we have under there. So first of all, we're going to start with getting 5 tablespoons of butter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to cut this right here. I'm trying to do this one-handed here. My camera girl had to step out for a minute, so I'm going to keep going. Okay, so I've got 5 tablespoons of butter right here, and that's going to just go in the pan. We're going to melt that down. So I'm going to get my spatula. And to a bechamel, it's really easy. There's just a few ingredients. And the next one is going to be 1/4 cup of flour. I know, Polly, you know us, we can do everything. We can multitask here. That's how we have to do things. That's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to put in, I'm going to wait a couple minutes here, and my butter is melting. So like I said, that's 5 tablespoons. I am holding my own camera, guys. Thank you, Tommy. He's like, it's all good. Hey, people can multitask. Okay, so I'm whisking around the flour because whether you know it or not, flour is raw and it has to be cooked. You can't just throw it on top of something and think that it's going to cook. You have to cook it down into this like a golden brown stage, and that's how you know that it's cooked. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit, and now I'm going to get 5 out of here. I'm going to get the milk. And I'm going to put in 1/4. So it's funny because I bought this big gallon today, and I was like, okay, Jen, you got to go back to cooking school, and you got to think 1/4 out of a gallon. So it's 32 ounces. So it's 2 of these. So this is 16. I was like, what is 1/4 out of a gallon? All right, 1. And then we got to do another 16. And that's going to make 32. I think Abby is letting someone in that is putting up all the blue lights tonight. My husband is doing them, but I think he has a helper. So, okay. So we're going to turn this on high while this is going, so it comes to a bubble and a little boil. And I brought my own little whisk today. I like to bring my own utensils to the restaurant because the ones here are kind of beat up and really used, but we love them anyway. But these are my own from home. They just make me feel good. Okay, So I'm going to let that go. And also to this, we're just going to add like 2 tablespoons of salt. So I'm just pretty much eyeballing it. 1, 2. And also to bechamel, the secret ingredient is called nutmeg. And nutmeg has like a really warm flavor to it. And in the recipe, it pretty much called for just 1/4 teaspoon. But I like more than that in mine, so I always put 2. All right, so I'm whisking this around. Who's here? Really? Oh, wow. We got our wine delivery already. Well, that's good, because we've been selling a lot of wine lately. Okay, so I have everything in here. I have the 5 tablespoons of butter, the quart of milk, the 1/4 cup of flour, a little bit of salt, and nutmeg. So we're going to let that go. We're going to let that thicken up, and it's supposed to thicken to the point. We're going to keep coming back, though, and we're going to keep stirring it because the flour will start to stick on the bottom. All right, so I'm going to try to make a little room here, and I'm going to bring over my bowl now. So,
I got you.
You got me now?
Yeah, sorry.
We both have many things to do here, so you only missed the bechamel, that's all. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what to do with this rotisserie chicken. Rotisserie chickens are great because you can use them for everything. If I could make my own at home, I really would. God. Okay, so I'm just going to start by kind of taking these off, and I even use the dark meat on it. And at first I was home and I was like, you know what, I should do take this all apart already before I get there. But then I said, yeah, I'm just going to kind of do it and let them see, you know, how I get dirty and gritty here. Okay, so I like to take the skin off because I don't want the skin in my lasagna. Because we're going to take this apart now, and we're going to use all this. And you want to just kind of like shred it up. And see how easy the skin comes off? And you can pretty much really see the chicken breast there, so it's going to be easy. I'm going to turn the light on. Is that a little better?
Sure.
Okay. Maybe not. Okay. I am going to use the dark meat too. I like it better actually than the white meat.
Yeah, me
Thighs
too.
are my favorite.
It's just juicier.
It's much juicier and more flavor. Although at Thanksgiving time, I don't like the dark meat. I like the turkey breast.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're taking all of this meat. Make sure you don't get a bone in there. The last thing you want is someone to eat a nice, luscious lasagna, then all of a sudden they chomp down on a bone. Especially here in the restaurant. We'll never hear the end of it. We have people that think black pepper is a bug sometimes. So we have to be very careful with everything that we do. Okay, so I'm getting all this off. And you know, these are really great. You can make awesome chicken salad with them. You can use them in different like tacos, enchiladas, a whole bunch of different pasta dishes just with Alfredo. These are the greatest invention. And also they're really good for kids to learn because, you know, they're already cooked. So it's a great way for them to learn how to take something apart. So I'm going to take the breast off here. I'm going to take it out of this bowl before I cut my hand off. We're going to cut down the bone just like this, the breastbone, and then you cut underneath. And then all you do is just take this off, and that's it. Pretty neat, huh? It works much better when it's cooler though, because when it's hot, it falls apart. So when my kids were little, I mean, this is a great also, you know, recipe here to do with kids because they can help you. This is easy for them. There's no cutting. So they can definitely, my kids, I think I had them in the kitchen when they were so little. I think my daughter Annie baked her first batch of cookies, and I was like this pregnant for her brother. And they've always been in the kitchen with me. I did have the luxury of being a stay-at-home mom, which I preferred. So that's what pretty much we did all day. And then as they got older, I let them kind of pick to keep them involved. I had them kind of pick what they wanted to eat for dinner, and then we would sit, work out the menu, and then they would help me cook it that night. So they've been cooking for a really long time. So I'm getting ready to pass the holiday torch cooking. Maybe somebody has with a new house and a beautiful kitchen?
Annie.
Both of my girls.
Or Tom's apartment.
Or Tom's apartment. He probably gets tired of cooking though.
God, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to check the bechamel here. We're going to whisk it around because like I said, the flour, it's just like making gravy, guys. I know every woman's made gravy here, even guys. You guys have your wonderful southern gravy down here. And this is exactly like it. You know, you just want to get it thicker, which it isn't yet. I still feel it like really lucid moving in here.
Yeah.
And then when you put this in, you know, it's supposed to separate and it doesn't yet. So we're just going to let it go for a couple more minutes there. And I'm just going to finish a couple more pieces off of this chicken. And now another great thing about these rotisseries is you can use all of those bones and just honestly put this whole thing in a pot. Throw some onions in it, throw some celery and carrots, and you can make a wonderful chicken stock. And that's what we do. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to, there we go. That garbage out of there. Okay. So now I have a bowl of chicken, which is all shredded up. So if you did happen to take a bite of it, it's perfect size. You don't want to keep, you know, big pieces in there.
Right.
Now the next thing we're going to do, this is whole milk ricotta. This is one of our cheeses, like I showed you before. We have 4. Ricotta, gorgonzola, which is a cow's and sheep's milk. So it's creamy, but yet it has a little bit of a salty, pungent taste. We have provolone, and then of course we have the king of all cheeses, mozzarella. Anytime you're going to cook a pasta in the oven, you want to use mozzarella because it will. Okay, it melts really good. Okay, so we are putting that in there, and why am I stirring with a spoon when I have my beautiful spatulas? Okay, so I'm going to mix this around. And when you see how easy this is, you're going to say, wow, this is a great dish that I can whip up anytime. All right, so already I mean, I would eat that just as is. That's how crazy I am about ricotta cheese. Okay, another easy thing from the store is already washed baby spinach. So most recipes will tell you to get the frozen kind and then you defrost it and then you squeeze it out and all that. But you know what? I like the fresh and it cooks really good.
Yeah, who has the time? Who has the time for all
Who
that?
has the time? That's right. So I'm just putting in a couple handfuls. Honestly, if I had to measure it out, I would probably say this is 1.5 cups.
And how much ricotta was that?
That was a 16-ounce container. I took it out of the container. Ours doesn't come in a 16-ounce. Ours comes in this jumbo thing. But just like one of the ones that you would find in a grocery store, that's what that comes in. It was just a 16-ounce. They have like the Polio or the Garibaldi. Even, you know, any of the food chain stores is also fine. Okay, so this is all mixed up here. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to it because there's no flavor in here right now, just the chicken. All right, and that's done. Now we're going to check our bechamel because I'm pretty sure this is nice and thick, and it is. It feels like gravy, guys, like the gravy you put on biscuits and turkey and stuff. I'm gonna turn this off. Yep, nice and thick. I'm gonna bring this over. And my pan. I have Abby's fancy pan again because I didn't have one.
It is a Walmart pan.
Okay, it's got the handles and everything to it. It's great. Okay, now what I did was I sprayed the bottom of this with, you know, like just like the pan spray. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of the bechamel sauce on the bottom. So this is going to be just like if you were to make regular lasagna. You know, you put a little sauce on the bottom so the bottom noodle doesn't stick. And that's always magical, trying to get that bottom noodle so it doesn't stick. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit tricky here for us. We already have fresh pasta sheet made, so from this pasta sheet you could make manicotti, you could make ravioli, you could make pappardelle, any pasta you want. So these are fresh made pasta sheets, and this is how we make our lasagna here. But you could very well use the box ones. You could use the no bake, and put those down, or you could use the hard ones that you boil and have like the curly ends. And to be honest with you, that's really my favorite because it just brings back childhood memories for me. And I remember my mom making lasagna, and I used to love the curly edges of it. I don't know why. Just some things stick in your mind more than others. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to put down a thin layer of the chicken and the spinach and the ricotta, and you don't have to cover, you know, every spot of it because it's going to, you know, melt down and spread anyway. And we're just going to put this in here. Now, I did make this last week as a special at the restaurant, and it sold out. I mean, everybody really loved it. Just like a lasagna, we're going to layer everything. So I'm going to put in a couple crumbles here of the gorgonzola. Gorgonzola is like a blue cheese. I could eat this all day long. And you just want to put a tiny layer on this because it is a very strong cheese and it will kind of overpower things. And the next thing you want to do is put down the provolone. Provolone is always known for being on like Italian subs. It's that mild cheese, but it just adds great flavor. And then I'm going to add a little mozzarella in here. I like it inside. A lot of people don't. I like it. And then on top of that, I'm going to scoop some of this. This is the bechamel. Now this is kind of like the marinara of it. This is the glue that's going to hold it all together. Is right here. And you know, it's got that amazing nutmeg in there, which just gives it such a warm flavor. And then we're going to put on another pasta sheet.
It's a perfect fit.
Isn't it perfect fit? It's a little bit down there, but we're not gonna, we could cut them to, you know, make it fit, but we're not gonna worry about it. And we're just gonna spread this out again. Guys, I got so much response for the pasta fagioli. I cannot get over it. People sent me pictures still of them making the pot of soup, and I have to tell you, you guys are awesome. You are so encouraging, and I'm so overjoyed when I get these pictures on Facebook of people making these amazing pots of soup and stuff. So I really hope you guys make this one because it's fantastic. Somebody asked me last night if it was like the chicken spaghetti, and you know what? It pretty much is. Okay, and then we're going to do the gorgonzola again. Now we just go lightly with this because, you know, a lot of people don't like it. And I have to tell you, you can interchange any of these cheeses in here that you want. If you're not a gorgonzola person, don't put it in. Leave it out. It's not going to make a difference. Okay, and then we're putting down the provolone. This is not a dietetic dish now, so, oh, I guess that's just one piece. Okay. Alrighty. And then we put down the shredded mozz. Again. You never have too much cheese.
No way.
I know, I was making it at home with my husband. He's not really well acquainted, that's all I'm going to say, with Italian food. God love him. He's like, that's a lot of cheese.
I mean, it's in the name.
4 cheese.
What
Chicken
do you want?
lasagna. And I'm going to put on the last layer. I mean, if you wanted to double the recipe, by all means, you could keep going and make it a monster lasagna. We're going to put down another one, and I do push down a little bit just to make everything cook even. We don't need big bumps in it. And then I probably could even do another one. Look at
God,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Good. See that, guys? Does anybody have any questions? If you don't like ricotta cheese, because I know a lot of people don't, if you don't like ricotta cheese, you can leave it out. And then you can just put the spinach and the chicken on top here. And that also works out really well. Okay, we got that. Getting a little melty here. gorgonzola. A little bit in there. Provolone. It's like an assembly line now. All right, and you know what? I could probably do one more layer.
God.
I know. Well, whoever gets this tonight.
Yeah, good luck tonight.
We're gonna drizzle the bechamel over the top.
And they don't have to be like big pieces because they're just thick.
Well, people are very deceived with lasagna. I
Oh,
have to say.
absolutely.
They
Yeah.
think because they don't get this huge monster piece that they're really not getting their money's worth, but they don't realize how thick they are. Like, this is really thick now.
This is a monster.
You know what? I'm just gonna load.
No!
I'm loading this on.
Was that the fourth?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't want to waste it.
I know, but I missed the bechamel earlier. I know it's nutmeg, milk, and flour.
You start off with the butter,
Okay.
and you melt the butter, and then you put the flour on. Flour in there, and you let the flour cook. You add a quart of milk,
Uh-huh.
and a teaspoon of salt, and two tablespoons of nutmeg.
Okay.
And I also told them that, it originated in Tuscany, but now the French people have pretty much taken over using the bechamel. All right, I think I finally finished that mixture.
I don't know, you missed a piece. I'm just kidding.
And then layering. Woo! I can't wait to show you the one in the oven, because I did go ahead already and do it.
I can't wait to try it. I don't get to eat the specials at work.
I don't let them. We work so hard on them, and my servers, they know better. Okay,
Bechamel, no?
yeah, I'm gonna leave it for the top.
Okay.
Oof, all right. Just gonna pour it over the top here. I'm gonna get my spatula. This is one of the most money-saving utensils you'll ever have in your kitchen, because it gets out so much of your ingredients out of here. Nothing gets wasted. We're just gonna spread it all over now. See that? And then the rest is gonna be the fresh mozzarella.
Nice.
On the top. Okay. Your family's gonna love you after this one.
God.
All right, so we're gonna put this over here, and oh boy, I didn't realize it's so heavy. I'm going to go in the back, and I'm going to get the hot one.
How long do you bake something like that?
This is gonna be 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
What temp?
I had it at 350.
Okay.
That's not like a regular. It's just like a regular lasagna.
That's what I'm thinking, but
Yeah.
some people don't know.
All right. So this is the one I made at the house, and it was made exactly the same way. So you really shouldn't cut lasagna when it's super hot, because the layers kind of fall apart. But I think Abby and I really, really want a piece of this.
Oh, yeah, I don't care.
What are you looking for?
Shuffle away.
Ah. Cut's really simple. We're just gonna take this small one out, Abs, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. God, it smells amazing.
Uh-huh. All right, let me get a little spatula to get that out with. Just give me one second here. A little white one that I use for tiramisu. All right. And you know what's done when on the top, see how it's like golden? It's got that really nice crust. It's just beautiful. Now, we all know this first piece, just like a first piece of cake, is a real, well, that's why it's going to be for Abby and I. Well,
You don't have the new aprons here, do you?
I do.
Okay.
Why?
Gloria wanted to see a picture of the colors.
Oh yeah, I can definitely show you. I contemplated wearing one today because I said I want to introduce them to these guys, and I have such pretty colors. But I actually got this herb one, which I love. And my first thought was I was going to bring a whole bunch of herbs and show you all the differences of them. But of course, you know. Okay, so like I said, you don't cut hot lasagna.
Right.
This is what happens. But Abby and I don't care. It will cool. You want a fork, Lovey?
Yes. You gotta hold it for me.
I got it.
I'm trying to get everything. All right.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I can already tell it's hot.
Uh-huh.
Your mouth burning?
Uh-huh.
Mmm.
God, that was worth the wait.
It's good because if you don't overpower the gorgonzola because it will take over the entire dish.
Right. I like it, and I only got like a small little hint of it.
Mmm.
That was like the perfect amount, I think.
Yeah. Let me run and get the aprons real quick so I can show you.
Good dish, JJ.
Thank you.
You taste all the cheeses.
God, everything tastes so good on there. Okay, so I brought the whole bag here so I can just show everybody maybe some of the different colors that we have. So the black ones are selling really good, but we've already sold out of the orange. 'Cause, you know,
Really?
people down here, they wanted Clemson.
Ah.
So this is them, and they're super cute. I've got this blue one here, and they just say Amici's on the front like this. And they are waterproof, just like the black one was. So we've got the blue one. And then we've got purple,
Ooh, I didn't see that one.
purple one. We've got this teal one.
Nice.
Brown, in case a guy, you know, wants a brown one. We've got yellow. We have like a Carolina Gamecock color.
Boo.
We've got red. And we've got green.
Ooh.
So we have all these beautiful colors, plus of course we have the black. Oh,
And pink.
wait a minute, we have a hot pink.
That could be for a guy, too.
It could be. Pink is very sexy on a man now. Real men wear pink. And then of course we have the black still, which we sold a lot of these too. So if you guys want an apron, just let me know. I'll be happy to ship it. They're $19.99. And then I'll just, you know, add on a little bit for the shipping, but be great for the holidays, great for a gift for somebody. So I know today was a little bit twisty with like the video and all that.
Ooh,
but
boy.
we got through. We know how to compromise here.
Yeah.
Make do. Thank you for joining me. If you're in the area tonight and you want to celebrate 9/11 with us, please come in. We have it all decorated in honor of our fallen heroes. And we will see you guys again next Friday.